So there you go. I separated the MC master cylinder from the booster, and yeah, look at this thing. I mean, look at all this sludge here. Yeah. Oh, and it's not only sludge; it's kind of, it's got grit to it, like sandy. Yeah, that is definitely not normal. Yeah, that is definitely not normal. Look at that. That's inside. Yeah, and that's why there was no brakes. Hey, this is terrible. Yeah, it's all like grimy and stuff. That's not good. It's just, I guess what happens, the inside of this unit in here, maybe it just gets worn out, and from years of just pushing that pedal, you know, in and out, and it just goes bad. But yeah, see, all this stuff here. So you know what? It's a good thing. Yeah, this master cylinder's, it's not gonna be any good because it maybe some of that stuff got in there. You know what? As a matter of fact, you can see the residue at the bottom here. You know, I'm sure these have a filter down here to prevent any crap from going in the lines, because you don't want none of that stuff going in the lines, because I mean inside that's clean. See, inside, so that means none of that sludge got in the actual brake lines, because when I took that off, see how clean it looks in there? Don't mind this is from the outside. I just did that. I just did this part, not here, this, because laying on the floor. But inside, as you can see, pretty clean inside. You don't get that sludge. You don't get that sludge. Look at that. That's pretty bad. There you go. Focus. You see that? And look at that. Yep. So I'm gonna have an all new brake system. Yeah. I'll be able to drive and feel safe and secure. Save the squirrels. All right, let's start putting this thing back together. Well, not the new one there. The new booster and new MC. The booster from remanufactured from the USA, and this is from where? What did it say? So you know what? I mean, it's made in China. Nice. Very nice. We'll see how long that lasts. Well, at least I'll have brakes. So what I did, I lined up my boosters, put them side by side, and this way I can make sure to put this extension exactly the same distance, the same little gap here on that, you know. This way I know it's the same. I don't have to crawl back in there and readjust, so I'll just do it exactly the same. Just transfer this over there. That's it. Okay, so basically all you're gonna do is this nut, you're gonna hold it, you already loosened it, but you're gonna hold it with that wrench. You're gonna turn, because that's just like a lock, like a stop. You're gonna turn this one here, loosen that, it's gonna twist, and then all you gotta do is take this one off. Okay, take that off, take this off. Get your nut. Put on your new unit. Remember the setting. As you can see, it was basically almost completely over till it stops anyway. From there, you can see by the grease line where it was right there. So we'll put it the same there. I mean, that's not gonna make a difference. I mean, one thread is not gonna make a difference, or two threads, but that's where it was right there. Put that on, and now you're gonna get this piece. Put it on there. All the way till it hits that nut. Till it hits. Now you're gonna grab your wrenches and tighten it up and lock it in place, and that's it for the booster. That's it. Very easy. Very easy. So I'll just put the master cylinder on. Very easy. But yeah, look at all this debris inside. See all that stuff there? That's not normal. All that stuff is going inside that booster. But yeah, just gotta put the master cylinder on now on this side and lock those up. Okay, booster is in. It's all connected. Nuts all tightened up. That hose on. Now what you want to do is, to make it easier on you, don't put it all together and try to, you know, kind of just maneuver it in there. I mean, you can do it, but what's the point? To make it easier, just put that on first and then put the MC afterwards. So that's what I'm going to do next. It just makes it easier, you know, a lot more room. This way you don't damage any wiring or anything. So yeah, this is next. For some reason it kind of looks like it would need some type of a gasket there or anything, but it doesn't need anything. It just goes right on metal to metal, because what really seals is in here. That rod is pushed by the booster from the pedal, and it pushes in there. So the liquid is really in here. So now that I'm thinking about it, so what went bad first was the master cylinder, because it started leaking oil. The oil went in here inside the booster and messed everything up, because there's no oil in there. So okay, let's put that on. Okay, real quick, I got one line in, got this line in, but you want to make sure that before you put this on here, make sure it's clean, you know, of debris and everything. Make sure, because it's going to go in there. You don't want all this junk in there. So just if you got something on the threads here, make sure it's clean, and before you screw it in. And once you put it in, make sure it starts. Don't cross thread. Make sure you can feel when it's spinning in, good inside there. So make sure, you know, screw in very slowly, and just let it do its thing, and don't over tighten, just snug. And you don't want to ruin the threads in here, or you don't want to ruin these threads, because you're going to create more work for yourself. You don't want that. Okay, here's a little hack. Okay, what I did was I had the MC on the booster already in there, and I was able to line this line in. That went straight. But when I went to go put this one in, this other line here, it was a little off. It just wouldn't line up correctly. So to prevent from me cross-threading the threads in here, or possibly bending that line or breaking it or ruining these threads, all I did was just take the MC out again, so I can twist it and line this up, and so I can be able to thread this in there. Now that it's in, now I got a little bit more flexibility, because this could flex a little bit, but now I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna break it or nothing. I could just slide it in. It's a lot easier to maneuver this in there than to try to pull this line and possibly ruining these threads. So just make sure to take this off and put it back on. No big deal. So I'll just snug that up. Now that the threads are in, now I know that they're going in there good, and that's it. It'll save you some time. At least that's what I discovered. Okay, there it is, completely installed. I just got to go get the I kind of messed up. I didn't get the brake fluid, so I got to go pick some up, fill it up, and start the next process. So just remember, it's not all that difficult. Like I said, the easiest thing to do when you're putting it back together is put the booster on first, then the MC. Now on the MC, go ahead and put the brake lines on first. Make sure these are on first. Get them in there, get them started, nice and easy. Then you twist it, do what you got to do to line it up with the bolts of the booster. Once it's in there, then snug it up. Then you can snug those up, because you don't want to do it the other way. You don't want to ruin it. So put the lines on first, get them started, connected, snug it up, and snug everything up. Should be good. So I gotta go pick up some brake fluid and hit the next phase, because even if you put brake fluid and you're gonna hit your brakes, and you're gonna think, what the heck, man, they still don't work. Well, that's because you have air in your lines. So now you have to do the bleeding process. So I'm gonna do the old school process of putting brake fluid in there, pump the brakes, and get under the car and bleed out the lines. So that's the next step. Okay, so I filled up the reservoir with brake fluid about 30 minutes ago, and no leaks anywhere, so we're good. So I just want to make sure I had no leaks and not a drop. So all this is good. No leaks over there. So now let's bleed the brakes. Now there's a couple ways of doing the brakes. Now they sell kits, a one-person kit, but I've never used anything like that, and I don't want to be honest with you. It's pointless. And they send all this nonsense with the kit, master cylinder, bleeding instructions. It's got tubes and all kinds of craziness. But you know what? This is what I think of this. Garbage. Here's another piece. I don't know what this is. Garbage. I'm gonna do it the old school way, the way my dad taught me, and that is, you go inside the vehicle, and you see this fitting here? This one here, all you gotta do is have someone pump the brakes. You grab your wrench, which is in this case, it's a number 10. I had it. You get your number 10 wrench. What do I do with it? Oh, here it is. So, you're gonna grab your number 10 wrench, or whatever size wrench you have. If you have this truck, then it's obviously a number 10. And you're just gonna put it here. Alright? You're gonna put it there. And you're gonna have someone pump the brakes 5 times or so. And hold the brakes all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold them down. At the same time, they're holding on the brakes. Loosen the fitting and let the air out of the line. And you're going to do that till it's no air and just liquid. So you're going to do this tire, you can do that tire, you can do the other tire, and you do the other tire. You can do all 4 sides. The same process till there's no more air in the lines. Now what I mean by air, you're gonna see the liquid come out with bubbles, and at first it's gonna just probably shoot out. Yeah, just you want to get all the air out of the line. So let's give that a go. Let me find an assistant.